Hi, Sandy here. Today I'm going to work on my glue book. I've already been working on this double page layout. This is a calendar page from some old calendars. This is a piece of scrapbook paper, looks like a map. This is a recipe from a like 35-year-old Holly Hobby calendar. These are some dishes from a catalog. They're red spatterware. This is a sticker with a bird, kind of a 3D sticker. And this I printed off of Pinterest. It's so pretty. This is a page out of a Victorian magazine. It's got a rose and some ribbon. It's really pretty. This is a card from I buy these 12 by 12 pages from Scrapbooking for less, and they've got these things I can cut apart and use cards and stuff. These two are printed off Pinterest. These two are out of Birds in Bloom magazine. And one day I took a whole bunch of very small pictures from magazines like this, and I put them on colored paper and used my decorative scissors to make little embellishments with, because I have scrapbook and do glue book, so I can use them either way. And then here's a butterfly from the magazine, and I purposely tore that, give a little more interest. This is from the same type of magazine. And then I've got, this was from the cover of a scrapbook paper pad. So this is, I'm not done yet. This is the beginning. So I like to add some details. And this is all of my vintage stickers. I take everything off the pages. I don't keep any original packaging, hardly ever. And I put all the stickers on this wax paper that is glued to just a regular sheet of paper, and I punched it for 3 rings for a 3-ring binder, and I could do that if I want to, but I'm not going to. I don't plan to. So I'm going to look through this, and then I have things like this. This is Tim Holtz stuff. It came in an ephemera pack, and I just use a little speck of glue. It's on there loosely, and I can just tear off anything I want to use. These are not stickers, and I just put those on old paper, and I reuse the paper. This is paper from I found at work there, job order or something. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to look through here and find some things to add some more embellishments to this page. I like them very cluttered. So let me look. And you know, you can literally just grab almost anything and put it on there. It doesn't really matter, but let's see. I think I'll go down here and just take one thing off each page, maybe. Here we go. This looks like postage on writing. Yeah, I like that. And the back gets a little bit damaged, and the paper gets a little bit damaged, and I just keep putting new stuff on there. So I'll put this here, and this happens to be loose. Oh, now I picked up 2 of them. Well, I'm going to use them both then. I'll put this over here and this over here. Okay, this page, what have I got? I really like these postage things. This is not real. It's printed from Pinterest. Where should I put that? Right. I think. Oh, it's hard to decide. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. This page, no, nothing from that page. This is mostly bird cages. Nah. Here's a little doll. I think I can put that someplace if I can get a hold of it. Okay. These are some stamps I cut out of a magazine. See, they're just out of a magazine. I keep trying to use this doorknob someplace. I think it'll look good by this house. Okay. I'm going to put this 15 cents someplace. It just caught my eye. Right there. So hard to decide what to use. I'm gonna put this key sticker right there. Yeah. I really like using birds. I got a bird right there, and there's some birds. Somebody told me to use 3s. I try to be frugal with my little birds because you don't see a lot of bird stickers. Oh, that looks excellent right there. I'm going to put this right here. I think I'm going to need to add some glue. That doesn't feel really strong. Yeah, I got quite a collection of vintage stuff. Hard to decide what to use because I like it all. I'm going to put that right there, cover up that little black area. I think I've got just about enough stuff. I think I want something right there, and then that ought to do it. And they don't really have to have anything to do with anything else. Hey, okay, it's writing with a pen. Just what I said, you don't have to have anything to do with anything else. But here's this bottle of ink. I saw that, and then, hey, that goes perfect with that. Yes, it does. Okay. And I've still got a few more pages I didn't even look through. So then I have to stack these up neatly Be careful not to knock anything off. It's not a perfect system, but I've been using this system for a few years now, and I really like it. It's pretty handy for me. Okay. And I had to put a piece of cardboard in there because I had it standing up with my other embellishments and stuff that I sort by color, and they started drooping, sagging. So I put a piece of cardboard in each bag. And I don't usually have this much in a bag, but I've got a pretty nice collection going here. Okay. So now I'm going to glue down these bits and pieces, and it'll be done. So up until now, I've done 16 glue books. I don't sell them or anything. I keep them for myself. I've never gotten on Etsy or anything to sell anything. But anyway, so I've done 16 glue books. As a rule, I use 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. I am a scrapbooker. I've been scrapbooking for 18 years, and I started out doing 8.5 by 11 pages, and I just stuck with it because I have a lot of ongoing sections. Like each pet has their own section, each family member has their own section, so I keep them all the same size because they're ongoing. They're kind of like a life story. So then I started doing glue books only about 1.5 years ago because I was caught up with my scrapbooking. I only scrapbook now when I get new photos. Most scrapbookers start out with a lifetime of photos and they need to get caught up, but I'm caught up. So then I found this new hobby, and I love it. I love it, the glue books. So I continued with the 8.5 by 11 pages because that's what I'm comfortable with. I found a video online how to, I started out putting them in page protectors just like my scrapbook pages. But with 16 books, that's a lot of scrapbook pages. So I gave up on that idea. So I found a way to bind the books. Shannon Green has a video of how to bind the books. I have a video. Next time I bind a book, I will show you how to do it. But normally I would do 25 sheets of paper, 8.5 by 11 paper, and then I do both sides, so it's 50 pages per book as a rule, and then I bind them, and they're like little magazines sort of. And they're really fun. I really love making them. But now this time I had where'd that book go? I had another, where'd it go? It's here someplace. I had a scrapbook with the black paper in it, and I had it for a long time, and I wanted to do something like this with it. This is how I organize my these are some angel stickers. The stuff I've cut out or printed for my glue book pages, I was going to, glue them onto the black pages and reuse the pages as I go. But I did this anyway, and it wouldn't have gone very far. So then I saw this book at the thrift shop. And I looked at it, and I thought, no, you already have a book with black pages at home. You're not even using that. Then a little while later, it was at the thrift shop, $1.55. And then I thought, I'm going to get that book. And then I decided I'm going to make it into a glue book. And I covered the back. I love glue sticks. They're very inexpensive, but sometimes they don't do a great job. I admit it. But I stick with them. See this? This is coming up a little bit. So I'll fix it. I do try to make things stick, and it's not a perfect world, but I love my Elmer's glue sticks. They're very inexpensive, and I buy tons of them at a time. Stock up on them when they're on sale anyway. So here it is so far, and later I will do a slower flip through, so you'll have to stick with me and subscribe to my channel. But here it is so far. This has also 50 pages plus the front and back cover, so inside cover, so it's going to be a total of 52 pages. So this is how far I've gotten, and I've done the back cover, and I have like 8 or 10 more 2-page layouts to fill up. And usually I'll take about a week to do a book, and this has been a few weeks, and I've worked on other things, and I'm just kind of slowly savoring it. But I'm going to have it all filled up, and I'll do a flip through when it's done. So right now I'm going to gather up some things to get started on filling this up, and I'll get back to you. Okay, I gathered up some stuff. We're going to start with this magazine page of a pretty Victorian style room with some pretty dishes and lace and wicker, and such a pretty room. So I'm going to start by gluing that down. I'm kind of off to the side here with my glue stick and getting my paper all glued up. So we'll watch this page come together. Okay. Oh, I think I wanted this underneath of that. Okay. Alright, then I've got this kind of stuff I buy on 12 by 12 pages from Scrapbooking for Less, and cut them up into usable pieces. I like to get a lot of bang for my buck, so those pages have a lot of stuff on them. Okay, so we put this silverware right here. Silverware goes good with the table, I think. Okay, and then I have a lot of these. I always end up with a lot of strips from cutting my 12 by 12 paper down to 8.5 by 11, and then I collect them all together, and then when I get a lot, I glue them onto pieces of paper. And these are, I can use them like this, and they're basically for my scrapbooks, and I decorate them and have borders for my scrapbooks. But I can use them for anything I want, they're mine, right? So I'm going to fill in that space right there with this colorful paper. Okay, then I've got this pretty bird. I'm going to put that right here. Maybe I need something to cover up this space. I don't care for the black background. I'm just going to grab a scrap. Here's some brown paper. I'm going to cut that down to size. I would have preferred to get a pencil and mark it so I can cut it close enough for the right size. size. It doesn't have to cover it perfectly because it's a homemade scrappy glue book. Okay. Just trimmed it with my paper trimmer. It's got this torn edge, and that's just fine. I think it makes life more interesting. Yes. So now I'm ready to glue down my bird. This is from Birds in Bloom magazine. I pick those up at the thrift shops when I see them because they're full of beautiful birds and flowers, and I get a lot of stuff out of those magazines. Okay. Yeah, he stands out better against that brown than against the black. I like that. Okay, and then I've got this that I got out of a Victorian magazine. And it's actually, this is where it was folded in the seam, and it's got a hole. But do we care? No, we don't care. Yeah, that's where the staple was in the magazine. And put that right there. Lovely. Then I have this also out of the Victorian magazine with the old stove on it, and the food was cooked on the stove, so, and things can be random, they don't have to go together at all. If you got a little bit of a theme going, so much the better, but random is pretty interesting too. There's no rules. You can't do it wrong. Some are better than others, but you really can't do it wrong. Okay, I'm going to put that right here. And then this is a tea bag package. And I tea dyed it. I think I'm going to glue that together. Okay, there it is, glued together flat. Now I'm going to glue the back on. And the edges are a little bit rough and frayed, but that gives it more character. That's good for me. Okay. Well, that's everything I chose for this page, but it's not finished because I'm going to look through my little vintage ephemera, little vintage stuff, and find more good stuff. Okay, so this is some scrap paper. I'm going to glue that onto this corner just to fill up some space. Getting around these little corners is a little bit tricky, and it likes to peel up on me, but whatever. And this might be a little bit crooked, but I don't care. Get that edge a little bit better. And then this is a piece of the same scrapbook paper, and I'm going to put it in this corner. And then this is scrapbook paper, and I'm going to fill in some blank space across the top. There's my dogs, just came in the door. I can't keep my door closed because I like to have it closed. I can hear the TV now. When I close the door, the dogs don't like to be on the other side of it. And then they come in and they don't want to stay in. Okay, working on gluing this. Trying to get a lot of glue on because that black paper is pretty absorbent. And I'm not real sure how this is going to fit on there. edge of the black page is a little hard to see. Oh, I think I might need to trim it a little bit. Actually, I think I'll let it hang off this edge, and if I need to trim it, I can do that. Probably got my head in the camera. Okay. I had a washcloth. I rinsed it out so I could wipe my hands, and I left it in the bathroom. Okay, I've got this Victorian house. I'm going to put that right there. That's out of a magazine. It's not a real old picture, but it's an old house. Okay. And nothing needs to be perfect or anything like that. Just do what you can. But I'm not very happy with this. It needs more glue. And this glue stick is done. I always put the new lid on the old stick because I keep this one scribbled on so that I know that this is the one I'm using. Then I don't have a bunch of glue sticks started because they dry out a little faster once you uncap them. They last a while, but it's good not to keep opening up fresh ones all the time. Okay. Now I need to figure out how these are going to lay. Oh, this don't want to stick. Okay, I'm going to glue this house down next. I printed this off Pinterest too. And it's basically the same style as this house. It's got the front porch here and a two-story part here. Okay, and then I want this next, I guess. I might have this book, today is Wednesday night, I might have this book done by the weekend at this rate, because now that I'm kind of on a roll and I'm well over halfway, have it well over halfway filled up, I might just get it done. Now this got a little bit of newsprint on it right there. You see those stains from gluing on my newspaper? But that just makes it look older. That just gives it a little style. So this is a sign out of a magazine, Fuller Cottage, guest lodging. It's a pretty little sign. And I just glued it to colored paper and I picked up the yellow out of the rose, so I chose yellow and glued it on the paper, and then cut out the decorative edge with my decorative scissors. So many people don't like their decorative scissors anymore, but I use mine a lot. Back in the old days in scrapbooking, they would, and I've done it myself a few times, cut out an actual photo with the decorative edge. Don't do that. That's not good. Okay, this dog is not Victorian, but there were dogs back in Victorian times. Little bulldog, whatever it is. Shar-Pei maybe with the wrinkly skin. I'm putting it on my page to make my page cute. And there's no rules. There were dogs in Victorian time. Not a sharp photo like this, but who cares? It makes my page more interesting, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, the cat came to visit. Okay, I'm going to line this up over here. Maybe a little further over. He found a rubber band. He found a rubber band. Okay. I think that's cute. Now this is a sticker. It says postcard with a feather on it. I'm gonna put that on at an angle. This is the old calendar pages, like on the back they would have a little picture of each page. Cat, come on. And this is one of those, and this is kind of thick. I'm gonna see if I can thin it down. You don't have to do that, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, that's working. That's working. Perfect. So that makes it a little bit thinner. Oh, he's a happy cat now. Are you seeing his tail? Yeah. Butterscotch. Yeah, he likes to help me. And now the dog's talking to him. Okay. Overlapping. You gotta overlap. You don't got to. I think it makes things more interesting. And this is some silverware. I was going to put it on here, and then I decided, ooh, I need that tea bag on there, so then I don't really have room for it. So I'm going to stick it over here. It's some antique silverware. Serving pieces, I think. Well, now I've got all my pieces glued down. This thing is really fighting me. So now I need to fill this space in. I need to play with this now. Okay, let's see what we got in here. First thing I see is this brown tag, and that's going to go right there. Gotta go ahead and get it glued on. Oh, it says Montgomery Ward. Wow, that's old. Okay. I like keys. I'm going to put the key to the house right there. Butterscotch. Okay. I think I'll put this right here. Looks like some jewelry. Yeah. I think I will hang a birdhouse. This one. Right there in the window. Got kind of a bird theme going on there. I love doing the birds. Yeah, put that in the window there. More birdhouses. I'm going to add this right here on the corner. I think I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Where's my scissors? I'm videotaping. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. I'm just going to put this pink flower. I'm really liking using this wax paper. I think I'll put it right there in the tea bag. Yes! I like that. I like that. Here's a postcard. Sticker. Gonna put that right there. Okay, it's coming together. Yeah, it's coming together. How would this look right there? I think yep, it'll do. This is kind of bare right here. I need something there. I'm going to pull from the bottom because I didn't get to that stuff earlier. I'm going to use this ice delivery tag. Put that down there. Oh, I didn't go through those. I just laid them down. Okay. I made this with my Sizzix that my friend gave me out of a book page. Okay. This right here, I think I can use it. But gotta be careful tearing these out sometimes. They glue a little too good. But this is working for me. I like this. I think I'll put that right here. I think I'll use this picture right here. Okay, I think we're about there. How about a light bulb right there? Okay, glue all these things down. Get the light bulb glued down. Anything else down there? No. Okay, and then I got this tag for the ice. These I printed off of Pinterest, these two things. This is a sticker, but I don't quite trust it. I'm going to add some glue. Usually I do trust my stickers, but sometimes I just get a feeling of, and I feel I need to glue it down. You certainly don't have to, but I kind of like covering up these margins a little bit. Not everywhere, of course, but cover them up here and there sometimes. I use this sticker and I feel fairly confident with it. It looks like a kind of a brooch somebody would wear on their dress. Ribbon with a pearl or something hanging off of it. I think these two pages are finished now. I do need to trim this edge off a little bit for a straight edge. Oh no, I found one more thing. I guess that's hanging off the edge of the page a little bit right there. So there's another 2 pages done. Let me see how many I have left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 2-page layouts to go. So it's coming along. I think I'll gather up some stuff to do one more 2-page layout for today, and then I'm going to be done. Okay, I'm back. Gathered up some stuff to make 2 more pages. Start out with This is a calendar page. So pretty. I had to trim a little bit off the edge to make it fit. So I'm going to put a lot of glue on that over here off camera. I need some pretty big images to fill up all of these big pages. But that's not a problem. That's fun. I always got to make sure I glue the edges very well. And lots in the middle too. But every bit of the edge, you glue that as best you can. Okay. Gonna tuck that in there. Yep, that looks good. It's slightly crooked on the edge, but I don't care. It doesn't matter a bit. Okay, and then this is one of my borders that I made, and I noticed something was coming off. Yeah, I gotta glue this down a little bit better, and I gotta glue it. It's gonna go across the bottom. Alrighty. And it's sticking off the edge of the page ever so slightly. So I gotta trim that off. And I've got this that I cut out of a piece of scrapbook paper. That was from Scrapbooking for Less. I did a haul video on that batch of paper. I've got another order. I haven't placed it yet, but I've been putting stuff in my shopping cart at Scrapbooking for Less. I don't need anything. I don't. But I'm gonna get it. The prices are so low, it's irresistible. She's been coming out with a lot of new stuff too. I think she buys the stuff on clearance, closeouts. Okay, then I got this bird. It's not Victorian, but it fits with the theme. I love adding birds. Some of my newspaper stuck to that. I think I'm going to leave it on there, right there. But I need to flip my piece of newspaper because it's getting very sticky. Okay, what else do we have? I got a postcard. I've got a clock face and a stamp. These two are Graphic 45, also from Scrapbooking for Less. Roses around the border are so pretty, but I need to add more stuff. Okay, I've got this picture from the magazine of a pretty mantle with some roses, and it's pretty, so I'm going to use that on there. When I first started making videos, I was like, well, what can I make a video about? What can I make a video about? But I've learned that people just like to have some noise in the background, and I've been watching videos lately of just people working on their projects, and I have not been watching them because, I'm not watching it right now, but I'm looking at my project, and I barely glance at my computer screen. But I like to hear the talking, and if I hear something interesting, I can glance up. But I really don't see the videos. So I'm just videotaping whatever I happen to be doing for the day, and I'll keep you company while you're scrapbooking or working on your projects, and subscribe to my channel, and if you do like to do the same things I do, leave me a comment, and I'll follow your channel. And I killed another glue stick. I go through a lot of them. I buy 3 boxes of 60 at a time, and they last me about a year. But this black paper really sucks up the glue. But that's okay, I don't mind. Okay, now you got to get these down in the right order, and wasn't thinking I want this. Well, that'll be fine. And these black edges are hard to see. I got to pick up the paper a little bit to see the edge. I need to put that up close to the top a little bit. It's hard to see the edge when it's up against the other black paper, you know. And you got to move kind of quickly before your glue dries. Can't mess around. Okay. Then I'm going to put this. This is a postcard thing. I trimmed off the bottom a little bit so it fits a little bit better. I don't want to cover up my pretty little lady down here in the corner of this piece of scrapbook paper. Thank you, Teresa, for this scrapbook paper. I really love it. I use it very sparingly because I don't want to use it all up. Okay, and I got this pretty lady I cut out from printed it from Pinterest. I cut it out. I have like 6 little of these ladies. I want to have this whole word beauty showing. Right there. Okay. And then these are just 2 pretty perfume bottles on a pedestal. They're not really Victorian. They're not really antique looking, but they're very pretty. No rules. Well, there are rules that you set for yourself. You make your own rules. And I prefer to have these Victorian books, pretty much all Victorian, but a lot of other things will fit in that are not Victorian. You make your own rules. Okay, and this edge is right on a curve. It's going to be hard to get that to stick good. Okay, and now I've got this pretty flower. I'm going to put that there for sure. Then, some black shows behind. I'll get some well, I've got this music paper here. going to tear that down a little bit, fill in some space with it. I think I'll put it over on this side. Okay, I put my bird, well, I put my rose on first. And I like to angle things, just my little quirk. Well, that's not very angled, but that's fine. Okay, this one I'm going to angle. Yes. And what does it have to do with anything? Nothing. But I'm going to use it. It makes for an interesting looking page. This was something I printed off Pinterest a long time ago. There was like 9 on a page. And I put them on some blue paper and cut them with decorative scissors. Okay, that's all my things I've chosen. So now I'm going to jazz it up a little bit with some added implements. And I just grab and go. Here's a horse, a little horse on wheels toy. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to use this pocket watch, maybe. Yeah. Well, no, because I've got a clock on that page. No, I'll save that for something else. Flowers. Yes, flowers. As if I need more flowers on that page. No, no flowers. But I do have this vintage ephemera. I'm going to put this little card here on the corner of that. It says Davis Hardware. This is God, what's his name? Well, he's very famous. I'll think of it later. It's a man's name. He's very, very popular. Well, I tore this off, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to put it right there. This was all on a sheet of scrapbook paper, and I cut it up. Everybody at work is coming down with something, and I hope I'm not going to get it. I've been pretty lucky. I feel pretty good. I could use more naps, but other than that, I really do feel pretty good. I can't decide where I want that. Right there? Okay. No. I'm going to take this and put it down here. Oh, that's nice. Oh, but I was going to put that there. That's good. I need something down here in this corner. And I need more over here. I'm going to take this Paris, France thing and put it right there. And I'm going to use up one of these. I think I have this. No, I bought these. Somebody had stamped them onto a piece of paper and I cut them out. Yeah, there was a nice little cluster. I like to create these little clusters. Not every time, but sometimes. just to fill in some space. Okay, what have we got on here? No. Well, that's kind of stiff. I need something soft to go around that curve. Tim Holtz. That's who I was thinking of. This is Tim Holtz. I'm going to put this dictionary right there. And this is kind of a garland of flowers. I've got 3 of those, so I'm going to put that right there. A butterfly. Oh, we need a butterfly in with all them roses. We absolutely do. I think we're getting close to having enough little bits on there. Not quite there yet, but we're getting close. I'm going to put this on the corner of that. And, well, overlapping doesn't quite do it with that. Yes, I like that. I think we're about there. I'm going to add this sticker right there. That's enough. That's enough. I'll put that back together after I finish gluing my page. Okay. Where did I have? Oh, right here. I had it right there. And my butterfly. Paris. I seriously doubt I will ever go to Paris unless I go in the lottery. I love to travel the United States and just make long road trips. But going somewhere where they speak a foreign language, I don't think I ever want to do it. You can't understand the language. My last video I uploaded, I think it was 1 hour and 8 minutes. And what I do is I transfer it from my camera to the computer. I copied off my SD card onto the computer, and then I put it into my movie maker program, and I have to, it's actually filming upside down right now, and I have to flip it, which is easy. And sometimes I fast forward sections, or I do a little bit of editing, not much. I'm not real good at editing. And then you have to save it to your computer, which takes probably double the length of the video. So an hour and a half video would take 3 hours to save to your computer. And then when I upload it to YouTube, then that takes a little less than double the time. So that hour and 8-minute video should have taken about 2 hours, but it took 5 hours, and I was wondering why. And I was thinking, well, okay, I'm using my internet, and I've upgraded from basic to faster, and you can go faster than that too for a higher price. I already pay over $100 a month for just internet for the house. So I was using my desktop computer and uploading my video to YouTube. And then I was in my craft room watching YouTube crafting videos while I was crafting, and stopping to look at my Facebook on my phone sometimes. Meanwhile, my daughter was always on her phone watching, I don't know what she does on her phone, while watching Netflix or Hulu on the TV. While my brother's in the basement, he watches Netflix and Hulu almost constantly. So everything was draining the internet all at once. So that's probably why it took 5 hours to upload that. Okay, this page is done. So I've made some progress today. This is going to fight me. And I have several pages in my books that have little pieces that come undone, and then I use this Elmer's glue. Somebody gave me a pack of 3 of them, and it's got a sharp tip, so I put that up under there, and that seems to help, but it's still not a cure-all. But for the most part, I try to avoid using the liquid glue because it wrinkles the pages. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does, depending on what kind of papers you're using. And I use all kinds. So there's my glue book coming along, and I have avoided using regular books and stuff the way most people do because I don't like them getting really fat, and I'm afraid of tearing out pages. I'm just learning as I go. If I tear out a lot of pages, maybe it'll loosen some other pages and they'll start falling out. I don't want to do that. So my book's not getting too fat. It's bulging a little bit, but it's not getting too fat. It's good. And I was going to show you. I was talking about how I make my 8.5 by 11 pages and turn them into a book. So this is what I call Victorian 2. I've done 3 of these, all Victorian books. This is one of those calendar pages I used for a cover. I put some scrapbook paper on the back. I've done a flip through of all of my books, so you might be able to find this one. It's called Victorian 2. And I always keep in mind that on this side of the page, it's going to be sewn down. So sometimes I try not to go all the way to the edge, but maybe I should. Might work better. But then I'm going to lose a little bit. And so then this side, I always kind of keep in mind of what's going to go in that gap. So this is my 8.5 by 11 pages. I did 25 sheets, both sides, so it's 50 pages. And then what I do is I clamp them together and glue the edge with a lot of glue. And you've got to let it dry overnight or most of the day until it's completely dry. And then I take it outside to my workshop, unclamp it, and I drill holes about every half an inch to 3/4 of an inch, whatever. and then I sew it. And for a while, I wasn't doing covers because they're so pretty. I don't really need a cover. But then, you know, you got the edges of these pieces of paper that it glues on, and you slide them onto the bookshelf with the other books, and they kind of catch on each other. So I need to make some covers. And so I don't really know what I'm doing. But all I did was I created this cover with the calendar page, and put a piece of scrapbook paper on the back. And then on this back, I used another piece of scrapbook paper. I should probably use cardstock. This is paper, regular paper, and I just left the inside blank. I could do another page on there if I want. And then I take I've got this is duct tape. I got some white duct tape. It'll work with anything. I might get some other colors at a later date. And then I put some more glue all across here, real thick. And then I try to center my tape here. And then I get my page on there. It takes a little bit of skill that you'll learn. So that's how I make my books. They're kind of like a magazine. And I've got a stack of 16 of these so far. But I really like making them. And then after I figured this out, I thought, okay, the next time, well, I went and I covered all of my books that I already made, and then I thought, well, the next time I can go ahead and put the cover on first and do the sewing and stuff, and then all I have to do is add a piece of tape. Well, then that piece of tape was very lumpy and looked really bad going on here. So you want to wait and do your cover until after, and then you got a nice smooth edge. So what you learn, you know, it's art. It's just playing and learning. And before I had this book, I bought this book quite a while back. I was talking about how I wanted to use it to put all of my embellishments and stuff, just pull them off and, you know, keep this loaded with stuff I can flip through and find stuff to, you know, make stuff with. And I never did get around to doing that. And I'm glad that I didn't, because after I found this book, I thought, well, I can do a glue book with that, and I could also do a glue book with this. And this is very expandable if it gets too thick, but I don't think it will. I really don't think it will. So now whenever I go thrift shopping, I keep my eye open. I want more of these. But this cover is beautiful. It says photographs, but we're not going to pay any attention to that. This says scrapbook. It's not a scrapbook, but they're so pretty. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. I'm getting close to 300. It took me like almost 2 years. I don't have a lot of followers, but thanks for watching. Bye bye.